He's traveled this waterway for decades, watching tugboats and barges move lumber along the Fraser River, the economic lifeblood of British Columbia. It's here where Tom Sunder begins his task of finding and sorting various species of logs for his customers in North America, Europe, and Asia.
I selectively choose the logs that'll fit for my customers' needs. Where I focus in on is the industrial use, like the type of log that produces lots of industrial shop and clear lumber, used in the manufacture of windows and doors and finished goods like moldings and stair parts. Those are the types I select.
In 2005, Coast Clearwood won the BC Export Awards for excellence in secondary products, and in 2011 we won the BC Export Award for primary products and resources. And we feel very proud of the fact that we are recognized for these. We are currently marketing the following species into the India market and world markets as well, but especially India: hemlock, Douglas fir, western red cedar, yellow cedar, SPF, and southern yellow pine lumber into the India market. We at Coast Clearwood are honored to represent two of North America's largest forest products companies, one Weyerhaeuser and two Western Forest Products, into the India market for the last 12 years. Weyerhaeuser lumber is SPF from Canada and southern yellow pine from the U.S. Western Forest Products coastal BC species are hemlock, Douglas fir, western red cedar, and yellow cedar. Western Forest Products is one of the leading producers of quality structural and appearance grade lumber products from the BC, Canada. Production of 800 million board feet of lumber per year with 1,900 employees. Weyerhaeuser is the largest forest products company in North America, with production of 3 billion board feet of southern yellow pine lumber per year. I would like to introduce Matthew Burke of Western Forest Products to introduce the company and to say a few words of their lumber production.
Western Forest Products is a wholly owned subsidiary public company, 2,000 employees. We are here today at our custom cut facility, which we use as S&R. We're cutting yellow cedar. We also cut Douglas fir, hemlock, and western red cedar. So this grade here, this is clear, number 3 clear, yellow cedar. This size is 118 by 118. See by the surface of the piece, there's very little to no defect in this piece. You know, you are allowed an occasional small knot, but for the most part, no matter how you break this down or if you use it as is, this square is 100% recoverable as this piece here is what we consider D-clear factory flitch. So this would be one step down from number 3 clear, which we just saw. So as you can see, you got a little bit more defect, a larger knot, a little bit more consideration for what we call sapwood. But for the most part, this is still a very clear piece of lumber. And as you can see from the end, there's a smaller knot there, knot here. Again, for the most part, if you break this piece down into smaller boards, you will be able to recover a very high percentage. I would say about 75% of this piece of lumber should be recovered as a clear board. Versus number 3 clear, you're looking at about 90 to 100% as a clear recovery.
This is a 6x6 hemlock. And the grade here is the shop flitch or factory flitch grade. This type of piece will be from the outside of the log, and it will still have some knots in it. From here, here, maybe a little split down on the far end. So the way the grade works on this is you're going to imagine the piece is cut like this, and the 1-inch strip, 25 millimeters. this. And then when looking at the grade, we are going to assume that this piece must recover at least 60% cuttings 2 feet and longer for the entire piece. You can tell by looking at this piece, if you put this into 1-inch strips, you would have a very high recovery of clear wood. Chop lumber in hemlock. So chop lumber is produced with the idea that the piece will be remanufactured to extract all the clear cuttings out of the piece. So on this piece here, I have made some lines to show you. The buyer of this, usually in hundreds, will cut here and recover this clear piece of lumber. And then again here and here. You may rip lengthways here also to recover clear lumber. Depending on the shop grade, if the 2 shop are going to expect at least 33% of the piece will give you 3 foot and longer shop cutting. Next piece, the customer may decide on this piece that instead of cutting this way, he may also cut this way to recover his clear cutting, especially if maybe he wants longer cuttings but not as wide. The same idea is to recover clear either way. You could also cut this way. Again, this is a hemlock 4x4 shop flitch, maybe factory flitch. The idea is the buyer of this piece, he will take this piece and he will rip it into strips full length this way. And out of this piece, he's going to recover 60% of cuttings that are at least 2 feet or longer. The whole piece, all the way this way. And possibly even after the ripping, then maybe we take out this way.
Forest Products and Weyerhaeuser has committed to the establishment and maintenance of the chain of custody process that meet the most recognized international standards of PEFC and FSC. FII, Forest Innovation Investment, is committed to the growth of British Columbia's forest industry. FII is a provincial government marketing agency for BC wood products. In India, FII has resource offices in Mumbai, Bangalore, and Chandigarh. Please review our price comparison sheet, which shows that our hemlock, western red cedar, yellow cedar, southern yellow pine, and SPF are comparison to teak and Moranti in Indian usage, and if you review the prices, it fits very well in regard to the Indian usage and what it will be used for. We can supply lumber to each seaport and inland port of India. Most of our lumber right now goes into Nhava Sheva and Mundra port. However, other ports are available if needed. Inland ports can be reached as well, and to Delhi and into Ludhiana. We load all our lumber into 40-foot containers, and between each container we can load a dry lumber of 38 to 40 cubes, and in a 40-foot container, green unseasoned lumber about approximately 30 cubic meters. In a 20-foot container, we can load 20 cubic meters of lumber.
Tom sent his first shipment to India. With the help of Geldwin Windows and forestry powerhouse Weyerhaeuser, a partnership was developed to market and sell value-added products to the Indian market. Those products include windows, doors, flooring, molding, cabinets, stair parts, paneling for furniture, and kiln-dried sawn lumber. The idea of softwood caught the eye of Ashish Wadia, a Mumbai mill owner whose family has been in the Indian wood industry for generations. He was the first one to purchase Canadian softwood from Tom.
I just took a risk. Yes, that I did. It was a very well-calculated risk.
Tom has already filled various orders, including flooring for this Mumbai apartment suite owned by Hari Harn, a singer with the pop group Colonial Cousins. Harn also wants to use this same wood for a unique studio complex in Mumbai.
People will like it.
You just like it being unique.
Yeah, it should be unique, and I'm thinking of putting a studio and 2 log cabins,